Now, one of my faves, the High Priestess, going in order.
We're still going in order here.
What do you use the High Priestess for, Mr. Cestavani?
I will admit I don't use her as much as I do the other candles, and it's not that I don't like her. I like her a lot, and but with my particular type of personality, I have usually a little bit more of an earthy structure than the High Priestess. But when I do use her, it has to do, it's really an intuition type of card. When you're needing to listen to your emotions and needing to enter into that particular place where you need guidance, not of a practical, physical kind, but an other type of guidance. She tunes you in really strongly to those particular impulses. Interesting, I have a client of mine that is a stockbroker, Jacki, and I always have him get the High Priestess. I think that it combined with the Magician card, which is interesting that you mentioned that. That combination, I think, is really, really great for stock market stuff. Because it opens up his particular intuition about what is going to come up, okay, what trend is about to occur, and the Magician card gives him the ability to manifest that. So it is really, wisdom, intuition, developing psychic skills. It's really that other world, that unphysical world that if you need to tap into it, if you need to do mediumship work, if you're working with deceased relatives in some way, or you're wanting to communicate with them in some way, she's a great candle to use.
As you know, I do a lot of work in the Akashic Records, and so I will have the High Priestess candle around and lit when I'm doing that work, just because it makes it easier. It makes the information flow easier. Now, what I use the High Priestess candle for, which I'm so not surprised you use it in that way, I use that for days when I feel ugly, when I'm not in touch with my feminine side, when I'm not in touch with my womanly ways, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And so I will, because she's very goddessy to me, a little more lunar goddess than the earthiness of the Empress. But I love that female power. I call it the bitch power. Mm-hmm. That the positive bitch power that comes from the High Priestess. And then I'll put it with the Magician candle so that I manifest. What I'm manifesting from my intuition, and I'm manifesting that from an inner knowledge. Mm-hmm. So that's that God-goddess connection. I use those two together to balance out what's going on. Because sometimes I can get so caught up in this is what I want to accomplish, that I need to bring that High Priestess energy to say, but is this for my highest good and for everyone's highest good? Because sometimes we own an idea so much that we forget that it's not about that idea. That idea has to manifest and it has to work within your life. So I balance that out with with the Magician out with the High Priestess.
Yeah. And you see, this is the difference between, and this is the incredible thing that I think, working with you and doing magical type of stuff with you, Jacki, with one of us being a boy and the other being a girl, it's a direct different way of looking at the particular energy, and I think that those two voices are necessary. I think mm-hmm. that if you have too much of one voice, it really is limiting in regards to working with magic.
Well, once we've worked with the High Priestess, of course, now we move to the Empress.
The Empress.
Which the High Priestess is that lunar energy, and I see the Empress as more of the Earth Mother